Hey, the person. Hi, everybody. The person I'm talking to today is one of my bestest friends and angels. She was like, I call some people my first friends, like in grown-up life, because they knew everything. I was scared of her. She was like my good friend, and I knew her since also like 1989, but became really close friends in 92 in primary school. First person to ever give me a Christmas present. I remember that.
Oh.
Best singer I ever met. She had this voice. I call it like Michael Jackson meets Mariah. We used to sing together in musicals. We went to same high school together, and just a great friend. She knew all my crushes when I was in school and stuff like that. Just a wonderful person, but a friend and a really good person. And one of the people that, when people say they're Christian, one of the people that actually lives it. So sometimes I'm like, this woman's like a walking sermon. We're not close anymore. She got married and moved out of the country, well, next door, but we got in touch again. And I just am excited to talk to her and catch up. Hello, Amanda.
Hi, Brian, as you're affectionately called. My friend, so good to be here. Hi, everybody.
Yes, she calls me Brian, and I call her Amanda. So just tell everybody about what you do currently, and your what you would like to promote or anything like that, and then also how we know each other.
Oh, okay. Well, let me start with how we know each other. Met Brian in primary school, and you've always just been the sweetest, Brian. Honestly, such a gentleman always.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't know I was the first to give you a Christmas present. That was interesting.
It's quality streets.
I'm so chuffed. And then high school as well, Brian. Hey, our journey has been long together.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yeah.
It's just been awesome. So that's how we know each other. It's been a lovely, lovely journey. Yes, we did lose touch in the middle bit. Getting married and getting on with life and stuff, it's challenging.
Yes.
And then what I do here in Swaziland. So 17 years ago now, I got married to hubby, Jeff.
Congrats.
Through, I know him for a lifetime. Came through to Swaziland, and I was still trying to find my feet. I studied and all sorts. And, it's challenging making somebody else's home your home. It's difficult at times.
Yeah.
So, just to find your purpose, your calling. And I was very fortunate that with the birth of our first daughter, Hannah Claire, God availed an opportunity for us to open at that point just a preschool. And I said to God, if it was just 10 kids, 10 kids would do, just to keep Hannah Claire company and for me to use what I feel is a gifting to teach and so on, it would be great. I think God giggled because then the preschool's name is Angel Academy. It has grown in leaps and bounds. It's made a massive impact in our community. We live in a semi-rural community. Okay. So we were able to give a town that everybody likes to give second best, the best.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that. And then when the first batch of people got to grade 0, the parents were like, okay, so you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So come on, do something for us.
Oh, man.
And we changed what was then a storeroom into what became our grade 1 classroom while we tried to shoot buildings up for the primary school. So it's been a journey. So our preschool is Angel Academy and our primary is Grace Christian Academy. And it's full of challenges and joys, ups and downs. But I love it. I love it because I know that it is far more than a job. It is a calling. It's very purposeful, and that makes the difference.
Oh, well done. I'm so happy to hear that. I knew you were doing the school. I didn't know about like the whole journey. That's beautiful.
Yes.
And nobody bids. I mean, we need love. You're a loving person and a good person. So we need loving people teaching the kids. People who feel like they should be doing it, not as a plan B.
Yes. It's been challenging. I haven't been able to teach for a while because the administrative duties get quite overwhelming. So I've had to shift from being in the classroom, which is I really love that part, to managing the admin, which isn't so nice. But part of the duties. Bills don't pay themselves.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I try to hop in the classroom every now and again and get involved where I can. I love it.
And then, how's the year been? Like the past year must have been so challenging.
Oh, yeah. Needless to say, it's been very, very, very difficult. Being a private institution, we are not subsidized or supported by any institution.
Oh.
So we literally survive off the fees that we get. So it has been difficult. I've tried to, look after my staff as best I can. I haven't put anybody off. So
thank God.
we've managed, but it's been challenging, Brian. I won't lie. It's been very, very, very. It's excruciating, actually. Relentless. You just want a breather. And we just had about a few months back at school earlier this year, and then it was back into lockdown for political reasons, and then straight back into a lockdown for COVID again. So it's been tough, but we're getting by. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
This
yes.
I'm happy. I prefer to just be grateful.
Yes. And I mean, who better? I know I'm biased, but who better to steer the ship?
Oh, sometimes I can hand that baton over. Hey, it's tough. It's
tough. Hey. So a lot of what I'm doing is Woman Love 365. It's based on the book.
Yes.
The book is about Woman Love 365, not only on Women's Day, because I felt like we can't do 16 days of activism and do Women's Day and do Valentine's Day. We gotta love you guys all the time. And there's so many different ways to love you. There's the flowers and all the marriage stuff. And then there's also the listening to you, whatever, all kinds of stuff we got to do all the time. But I just wanted to know for yourself, just as a lady, as a woman, as a girl, everything, what do you find are the biggest challenges? Maybe for you personally or in general, as just being a woman, what's been tough about it? What's so unnecessary? Like, come on now.
Sure. Well, I'm married to a farmer, Brian, so I'm realistic on the romantic stuff. When others are getting roses, I get sweet potatoes, and I love them.
Oh, it's so lovely. It's funny.
But yes, it's like I said, I've been with Jeff for a really long time, and we've gone through so many phases. I can't speak for all women, so let me speak for just myself. And what I found would be the most valuable change or difference. I would love Jeff to be his most authentic self, true to who he is and what he loves and what God brought him into this world to be. Because when you are that way, you are at peace. You operate with love. You operate with a sense of satisfaction. And I think you get what I'm trying to say. And over the years, I've seen him struggle with having to be a provider, having to be all these other titles that society dumps on him. And it robs him of that peace, and it robs him of that satisfaction and that settled nature. So that's I think what I've struggled with mostly over the years is just being, for lack of a better term, chilled in who you are, in who God created you to be. You cannot fit into somebody else's mold. You can't. Just be true to you. Be true to yourself. And you'll be so much happier for it.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I feel in a nutshell. I mean, we've been through many things. We've been through financial struggles, many difficulties, just lots. But I think, yes, once we can just operate on that platform of truth and love, and we'll, smooth sailing. So I think if men in general could just be truer and more honest with the woman that they are in love with, even with their struggles, Brian. Let me add that. Because let me give you an example. If a man is an alcoholic, okay, let me just give that example. If a man is an alcoholic and he comes to his wife and says, babe, I'm struggling, but I don't want to struggle against you. Hold my hand through this. Can you help me through this? Can you be strong with me when I'm just on my knees? Can you just help me through this? Look at that. Look at the strength in that honesty.
Oh yeah, it's not easy, eh?
Okay?
It's
So
not
that's why
easy.
I say it's perfect, but in reality, it's not easy.
Yeah. Just to cut you off, look at how good of a person you are. I ask you about your challenges, and the first thing you do is talk about challenges of a loved one. You're so amazing.
Oh,
But
fine.
okay, so it's you see what you're saying here is you, because I'm not being 100% myself as a man, I'm not showing any weakness. So it's like almost like you're the only one showing weakness at times when you are weak, or your true self. So it's like almost like being cheated in a way. Like you wanna be that shoulder too. You wanna nurture, you
Yes.
wanna take care of me, and I'm not letting you. And you feel like that's kind of unfair to you, because you also want to feel like you're taking care of somebody.
Yes. We are
Okay.
nurturers by nature.
All
Makes us
right.
feel valuable when you let us in.
Wow. I love that. I love that, because I love that it's like an innocent misdeed. You know, as a man, it's an innocent thing. It's like we're not trying to hurt you. We're trying to be strong, but then
Yes.
it's not like malicious, but it hurts you, and that's a lot of the problem. Sometimes we do not know that by shutting down when we're in pain, that we're shutting you out, and that hurts.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And then just like in business, in work, in your career, any other challenges? What would you like better
Oh,
by the
yes.
time the kids grow up,
It's difficult. Like I say, we are nurturers by nature, women, and it's challenging to find a balance. Uh, we tend to run ourselves dry because we're trying to be that everything for everybody, and it's challenging. It's very difficult, but yeah, by God's grace we get through. By God's grace we get through. I don't really think that I'm even close to having all the answers, Brian. So constantly, on your knees, asking God, help me through this one. Get me through just today. The Lord's Prayer says, give us this day our daily bread, and there's significance in that. That we need to just get through this day. Fast enough for today. Tomorrow has its own struggles, and we'll get through tomorrow. So that's been the thing that has guided me through all those issues you said, be it finance, how to parent better, to be a wife better, all of those things. Just take it one day at a time.
All right, but do you do a lot of business meetings? Do you do like a lot of stuff where you got to deal with men? Meeting with men only, for example?
Not really. I do have a pretty balanced staff. And okay, yes, parents, yes, many men. It is challenging. In our community, a man is the head. The rural mentality where a woman submits, just bow her head and nod.
Even if she's not your wife or child.
And listen and listen and listen. And, we're not really allowed to have an opinion. So being a leader of this institution, the one holding the baton or the reins as such, I've had to learn to really pick my chin up and speak and, be polite and avoid being rude at all costs, but get your points across. It is challenging. Yes, it is. With teachers, they are very respectful. The male teachers, they do respect my position of authority at the school. They are very respectful of that. But it is challenging. It is. Yeah.
Can you think of any solution over generations, maybe? Anything that might shift everything? Because even
that's a hard one.
Yeah, yours is also a very different society. Swaziland, there's a monarchy, so there's that tradition there as well.
Yes.
Of just
and also the town where we stay in is very quite rural, the town we live in. So the whole idea of the man being the head and a woman submitting, that is the order of the day. It is challenging. So I've had to learn how to strike a nice balance between getting your point across in a respectful way, and but continuing to let the gentleman feel like he is the head. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really difficult.
It's difficult, Brian. It is
I
difficult.
know in our
But
culture as
in
well.
terms of a solution and shifting things, sheesh, that's a deep one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, time will do that. I think also you might also have an age issue as well. I can imagine, because it's not just you're a woman, you're a little girl to some of these guys.
Mm,
You know.
yes, very true.
Because I've
Very
dealt with
true.
that issue as well of like born almost free. My issue was a lot of the generation stuff. Like now you're qualified and you're trying to do your job, but they're calling you my child. They're calling you son.
Yes.
And they're not listening to your expertise and your knowledge and your contribution, you know. So yeah, but I think also when you say rural society versus the urban areas, I think the rural areas are more so the roles were mostly about survival. If you think about it, in the beginning of time, you know, you had to have the man who's more physically in his own way, strong enough to hunt and stuff like that, and a woman is physically strong in her own way to bear children and stuff like that. So I think it was okay. We gotta survive this 11th century, you know, the 1200s. There's no cars or nothing. This is what we're doing. And we gotta get married so the man can protect or whatever. But now it's like changing. But I found that in the more rural areas, it's still at that survival point where it's like, for us to survive, you've got to be in that place and I've got to be in that place. And it's just the way it is. And I think as we go to Joburg and New York, it's like, well, hey, I don't need a man to survive. I don't need a woman to survive.
Yep.
And it becomes a different mindset altogether. So you just have to navigate and just understand, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess also on a relationship level, you know, you take it one day at a time with the person you're with. You know, and sometimes it works out great and sometimes it's more challenging because we come in completely two different personalities trying to blend here, and it's not the easiest. Not the easiest.
Hey, that's why you need kindness and, you know, love.
Yes.
Because when you want to go sit in the other room, you know, at least you still love the person. You know, you'll calm down.
Yes. Time out.
Oh, this is beautiful. So and then so we spoke about the challenges, and then you answered the other question already. But what can men do better? I think that one first. But anything else you'd add about that? About what us as men can do better in general? Now go across the spectrum of the president, your father, your brother, your husband, everybody, little boys. There are things that I feel like as men we take for granted, you know. I like the example of the fact that girl children in a family, they're the ones cooking and doing the chores from a young age, because I guess they're being trained. And there's the thing of curfews, you know, your brother can come home after midnight, you gotta be home at 6. But I'm saying this, we grow up with this thing and we just take it for granted that it's just the way it is. But it makes life difficult for women and may make women resentful and all kinds of stuff. So just what do you think? Men must do better, understand better, be sensitive to.
Yeah. Wow. I think, to be sensitive to, if they could be more sensitive to the idea that we have our struggles as well. That, you know, that you get lost sometimes in your own struggles. You get lost, you get wrapped up in your own difficulty and your own challenge. With your wife, your partner, your girlfriend is going through stuff as well. Yeah. And it brings me back to that honesty point, where if you can just be truthful with each other in your struggle. Brian, like you said, I always, you know, the Bible is, for me, my strongest reference point. And it speaks about not operating in fear, but in love, power, and a sound mind. Now, if you look at fear, you think of it as in trembling, oh, I'm so afraid. No. It's not that fear. It's almost a reverence, an appreciation, a sense of gratitude. So if men could enter into their relationships with that sort of fear, that I don't want to hurt this woman because she's that precious to me.
Yes.
I don't want to damage this beautiful gift that God has given me on the day she said, I do to me. She picked me. If
Mm.
you have that sense of reverence and adoration for what a beautiful thing a union before God is, you will definitely treat it with love, with the power that, there's a sense of settledness and security you have with this woman, with this man, and a sound mind to move forward in making decisions, in doing whatever you need to do. But, you see that I think that could help our guys a long way to understand that we also go through struggles and
Mm.
to appreciate this union, not take it for granted so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Treat it with the preciousness that it is. Well, a lot could go better.
Oh, okay. I love that. I love that. That's so true.
I don't know. Does it answer your question?
It does. It does. I'm just reflecting because that's what I really try and do. And I want to ask, but you won't know this because you probably don't do it. But there's a risk, and we've got to take the risk. But you get taken for
Yeah.
granted because there's a lot of bad men out there. So when you try and be a
Yes.
good guy, then you're seen as weak, and then you get walked all over.
Yes.
There's that
Yeah. The
kind of
whole meet and
thing.
greet idea. I know, and it's not the case.
That's my life story. I'm just I love women. And okay, the ones that I think will be great, just don't date me. And then the ones that I think are great, date them. They just, they just.
Sorry, friends.
uh, but I've learned to just accept and enjoy and be easy with the fights and but it's hard
Yeah,
because it's just like
that is.
this thing of again you talked about the roles, gender roles. You're not a man. You're not a
Mm,
man, and I think you'll feel this thing of when you're not aggressive. Now I'm talking about of it's like they demand aggression of you, and if you
sure.
have that aggression, you get treated worse than you see other people get treated better. They complained about, but they get treated better because they're more
Sure.
aggressive, and you just the weakling, and it's like, man, God
No,
help.
but you're not though. You're not though.
Mm.
You're not.
Yeah, no, thank you. But I
Yeah.
love that. I think it's an important message that you gotta be sensitive to the woman, and she's going through stuff. Because you guys are pretty, you guys are beautiful. Look at you. You don't look
Oh.
like you're going through anything. Us, we drink and we walk around like this here. Women just be like going through 10 times more than us, and they're looking good. It's like, look at her.
It
Oh
is
my,
right.
I need a phone number. And she's going through hell, and it's like, I need a phone number.
Mm,
She's having a bad day, and then you're like, oh, she's mean, but geez, she's going through stuff. You don't know her. But
no.
so that's where I think women are stronger because you guys just keep it going. And then when you tell your story, it's like, oh my goodness, you know.
Mm,
One of the tough things about sometimes in a relationship where you'll complain to your woman is when she'll tell you what she's been going through. That has always kept me like chilled. It's like because it's the same thing you're saying again. They don't always communicate. I guess maybe as a man, you're not always approachable to the woman, so she won't tell you all
mm.
the stuff she's going through. But yeah, it's you gotta be mindful. You gotta think and just
Yeah. Yeah.
be sensitive. Yeah, wow. And then
Communication's key. It is.
yeah, and then I think I just wanted to ask about when I say women love 365, like what comes to your mind? What do you think it is? If we're gonna do it, put it in legislation, every man knows women love 365. What is it? What comes to mind when you hear that? Because really,
Sure.
do you want flowers only on Valentine's Day? Do you
No.
do you want me to listen when you're actually crying, or to just listen to you every day? Do you want every day to have an hour together? Must we eat around the table, not around the TV watching The Simpsons? There's so many things. Do you want me to wash
Yes.
dishes every second day? This other man, he said, Afrikaner guy, old guy, is like, I have a bride 3 times a week in my household because my wife is not going to cook every day. So, a good day they had a bride. That was his thing. My one boss, ex-boss, He made his wife coffee every morning. So there's all these little things that you could, if you
Yes,
just tell
and
us,
that's precisely it, Brian. That is precisely it.
yeah,
Like I said earlier, two completely different people coming together, trying to give their best shot at this thing called marriage,
mm,
relationship. And it's going to be different and unique for each couple, but absolutely,
different puts out
you've got to take time to hear what the other person needs.
there.
Like for example, in my case, I know Jeff doesn't need any more pressure from me. His work and his daily um, work struggles, yes. Oh, there's enough pressure. So he needs a safe place. He needs a quiet place. He needs a place just to rest his head. And I know that. So I'm that for him.
Mm, mm,
Um,
beautiful.
for me, it's to have that sense of companionship. Uh, the little things that I know are so sweet and so special that I know are a difficulty for him to do, but he goes out of his way to do it for me anyway. It's
Oh.
those little things that just make the corners rise and the dimple appear. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be every couple, each couple, they've got their own little special thing, but definitely an everyday Brian. It doesn't have to be a gift or some magnificent gesture every day, but that little thing. I'm here, and I've got you. Just every day in that unique, precious way. I think that's what it means to me. That's what Woman 360, Woman Love would be. That would be like just an everyday show me in that unique way that I would appreciate every
Mm,
day. No,
okay.
it cannot be just the Valentine's Days and the anniversaries and all of that.
Yes.
I say again, I'm married to a farmer, so I have to tell him, listen, next week is our anniversary.
Oh man.
Really? What's the date? So
Oh,
yeah. And they will probably drive another woman insane, but I just love it because it's him. It's uniquely him.
yeah, yeah. And there's so many other things that he gets right as well, you know.
Yes, yes. I
Oh,
mean, plenty gets wrong, plenty gets right, and same for me. I mean, same goes for me.
oh man.
Same goes for me. But we chug along. We do our best, eh?
I'm so happy. I love good love stories. I remember when you met him and
Oh,
that
we've
whole
been
time,
together
you know,
forever.
and
I,
and 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 you know we played basketball against him, so it's always a very leather face. It didn't
yeah,
smile
no.
much. Like a focused guy, you know,
Oh,
and but he's
he
the
is.
loveliest guy ever. Like he's never changed, you know. When I
He's
saw him
intense.
2 years ago, he's just really great. Even his big brother, um,
Mm,
good people, you know. So, but I'm happy that
yes.
you guys are still there and you're
Mm.
together, and it's a beauty of a thing, you know. So
Thank you, Brian.
God bless you
I
both for that.
appreciate it. I
Yeah.
think it's like 24 years this year that we know each other. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful God has kept us. Yes.
Yeah.
17 years of marriage and 24 together. So
Beautiful love
it's a
story.
long time.
Yeah.
It was crazy at his 20-year school reunion. I was part of the reunion as well. I knew everybody.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah. Wow.
Been a while.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to get too personal and ask about your dreams and all that. I just think we can wrap this up with just um, asking you anything you want to add, anything you want to say, anything on your mind, you know.
Oh, just maybe to say thank you to you for raising awareness like this, Brian. Um, I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure lots of other men and women as well. Uh, it takes a good guy, a gentleman at heart, to allow issues like this to be spoken about freely and openly, and for healing to be a part of um, painful processes. So you can't experience healing unless you've had a degree of hurt or pain, and for that. You're allowing for that channel to be open, and so I'm grateful to you for that.
Um,
Thank you, friend. Thank you for allowing us in and to be a part of your journey. And I wish you everything of the best.
Thanks, Amanda. You know, you're one of my teachers, but also this has been really healing for me with the stuff I'm going through. But it's more so because I always, you know, when God puts something in your heart, Denzel Washington says, when something's in your heart and in your mind, it's because you can achieve it. And you just gotta have faith. I always wanted all these great women I know, because I'm from Imbali, and you see a lot of, for lack of a better term, wounded people or hurt or damaged people, and you wish
Yes.
they could see an Amanda, they could see a Loazi, and just see that, you know, there is a better way out. There is hope. The some of these things that you don't value are really valuable. They've taken these people far. And I didn't know what platform I would use. I used to imagine inviting you guys to speak, but how, where, you know? So now time and technology has given me Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can do it. I can introduce the people to this woman in my life with pure relationships, and it's been valuable and taught me so much, because I didn't become this gentleman by myself. You know, I might say or do something and Amanda doesn't like it, or I'm just scared Amanda must never find out. And that alone it sharpens me, you know. I get to behave. That's my sister. She'll tell mommy, or she'll tell somebody and I'll be in trouble. She'll tell our school teacher, or, you know. So there's these things. Even I'm gonna find school teachers, I'm gonna find my lady priest friends, and I'm gonna find the guys as well. But it's been important for me to keep these lessons, these messages, and feel like I'm gonna be scolded, and feel like they watching how I treat my wife, they watching how I carry on in life, and just have this conscience, you know. When I don't have my own conscience, I got you guys. So it's a real privilege, and I feel really lucky. I'm a blessed guy, you know. I've got these angels on earth, you know, and
Yeah, we feel the same way.
you know. So really, I'm just, you guys again are helping me push this message forward, because I come from a turbulent marriage and turbulent childhood. So it's like I'm a wounded healer. I'm trying to avoid it for the whole world, and I just got to start somewhere.
Sure.
And you're helping me. So thank you for that. And I love you. I'll always be here for you, always be your friend.
Thank you,
Hope to see you in a couple of months' time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Much love, my friend. God bless you, and take good care, and
Thank
love to
you so
Jeff
much.
and your brother and father.
Thank you so much.
And your daughters.
Thanks a million for this opportunity again. Take care.
Take care, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.